I'm speaking now shortly after the Jewish holiday of Shavuos, which celebrates Sinai, the experience of hearing God speak to us as a people. By the Torah's account, 600,000 men from the age of 20 to 60, then count the women, there's another 600,000 approximately, the sons and daughters, the elders, add them in, you're looking at 2-3 million people. This is a unique story in human history. No one else claims to have had this experience of hearing God speak to them. And a group, everyone had the personal experience of hearing God. So it raises the question, well, what is God? Because we haven't heard from him since. There have been prophets, but no group has made this claim to have heard God. And since the time of the prophets, which is a long time ago, we don't have divine experiences like that. So what's the nature of God? Some people think of God as the organizer, the supervisor of whatever is going on. He couldn't be that unless he first created it, because you first have to deal with the question of, well, how did the universe get here? And then we'll understand who's supervising it. There's also a concept of God as the person who's going to reward and punish us for our deeds. But again, why would he care unless it has an effect on what he's done previously, which is creating the world, and so he has a vested interest in that, and now therefore he's going to reward or punish how we're doing with that, what he made. So it all comes back down to creation. And from that perspective, can you imagine before creation, there was just God, and there's nothing else. There's no heavens, there's no planets or anything, there's nothing. And so there's not even one, the number one, you can't even say there's one God, because there's nothing else, so there's no reason to have the number one. You really have to first invent the number two in order to have a number one. And so it's interesting that the Torah actually does start with the word Bereshit in the beginning, but the letter that begins at Bet is the second letter in the alphabet, and being the second letter in the alphabet, it has the numerical value of 2. So the first act of creation was to create the letter 2, the letter that stands for the number 2, meaning the letter and the number 2, and then go on from there. Actually, the first 3 letters of the Torah spell out the word create. The actual word is Bereshit, but the first 3 letters of that word, bara, spell out the word create. So when we speak about God creating the universe, that means God is not physical. By physical, we mean the universe that we see. All the physical forces, the chemistry, the physical forces, the laws of physics, all that was created by God. So he's not part, there's no molecules, there's no matter, there's no energy. That was all created. And God is the answer to where did it come from? It came from him or her, however you like to think of it. But he's not, if he created it, so he's not part of it. He's above it or beyond it or something. So he's not physical. He's not even spiritual. And I'm going to use the words of the Torah here, because it starts off, in the beginning, the Lord created the heavens and the earth. And the heavens means the spiritual world, because it doesn't refer to the sky, because later on, in the next few verses, it talks about the rakia, the firmament that was created by dividing the waters, and then it says that God called that firmament Shemayim, the sky or heaven, however you like to translate the word. But that firmament is the sky we see, and God created it to give us a sense. He called it Shemayim by the same name of what he created in the first sentence, to give us a sense of the spiritual, because the spiritual is not physical. You can't see it, you can't experience it physically. So he wanted to give us a sense of that, and so he made the sky as something endless, something, that's well, now we know that it's got molecules in there, but for the human experience is that there's nothing there, and it gives us a sense of something non-physical. So God is the creator. He's not spiritual. He's not physical. He's something else. We have no idea what God is like, but in the course of a few videos, I hope to explore some aspects of God that we can wrap our minds around. This was the first one.